The song has a second gen sound as well, which is also a plus. So it's definitely a victory for me sound-wise.
Victory.
Howdy Meowers, welcome back to the BlushCat podcast. My name is Hboard, and today we are discussing May 2025 K-pop comebacks. I don't know why you laughed when I said my name. There's nothing funny about it.
I just feel like it's been a really long time since I've been caught off guard like that. But that's cool. Yeah, I've been completely thrown off by that. We're here to discuss the comebacks of the month, of course, yes. And I've got you here with me, Hboard, to take point on this, correct?
Yes, definitely. I will be taking point. So this month, we actually don't have a lot that we are bringing to the table. We don't have a lot of comebacks that we are going to be actively discussing. So we might throw in a couple random, less official comebacks at the end. Like usually we like to go in date order, so we'll like start off that way with some ones that are more relevant to us, and then if there's like still some time at the end, but remember we're trying to keep things shorter, we might throw some extras in there, so just stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll just have to see, because usually these things run long, but because we do have fewer options, maybe.
Yes, so we are going to start with BOYNEXTDOOR.
Okay.
So I will take point. I'm taking point today. So their title track is I Feel Good. And they also have a B-side, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. So to start with I Feel Good, I feel like we're really on the same page about both of these songs. So I Feel Good, I think it's enjoyable. But and this is not like a but like, and it's about to be less enjoyable because of this, but it's like a but as in like also like just like alongside that fact that it's enjoyable, I am also reminded obviously of Buseok Soon.
Yes.
It sounds like a Buseok Soon song. Like there's no doubting that. But I'm also getting Block B, obviously, because Zico is involved. So, like, of course, it's going to remind me of that. And I feel like it definitely reminds me of Zykers, especially that one Zykers song, and especially when they say I, and they're kind of like, you know, screaming it.
Are you talking about
like boy? Yeah.
Oh,
like in the BOYNEXTDOOR song, it's giving that one Zykers song. So those are some things that the actual song makes me think of. However, I don't know if you picked up on this, but I certainly picked up on the 9i reminiscent choreography.
Oh, interesting.
In Wasted Youth by 9i, they do a thing where the person gets down in front of the other person and they pretend that they're the mic stand.
Oh.
And they also do a thing in the I Feel Good choreography where like they change it depending on the stage performances. I've seen them like passing hearts down the line, and then I've seen them, you know, do like a default like arm sort of like it, you know, it moves down the line from one person to the next, and it's like the button pushing and the turn it off choreography. So I'm just picking up on some fun connections there, and that's really all that I have to say about their title track. Like it's there's nothing wrong with it for me.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say what I like saw / noticed / felt when I very, very first started watching it, and it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with anything. Like it has no significance in actuality, but it felt like it was going to be very significant in the moment, and I was like, whoa, but then it wasn't.
Yeah.
When I first started, like when the music video started, like the actual song part, I mean, I guess the other part is still a part of it, but like past the rap intro.
Okay.
Then when they like started, and they were all like starting to run, I just got hit with BTS Run.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Their clothing style, like the jeans, the suspenders, and like the energy was in such a way that I thought that it was a BTS Run reference. I was like, whoa, oh my god, like are they like redoing like the BTS, like, is this a homage to BTS Run? But then I don't think it is at all. But it hit me, like, I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, I just got hit with it. It was such a weird reaction. Like, it was a knee-jerk reaction. But I don't really know, like, I don't think I need to think that.
Yeah.
But besides that, yes, absolutely, I think it sounds like a Busoksoon song. Like, I literally think it sounds exactly like a Busoksoon song.
Yeah.
Like, the tones that they're using and everything, I'm like, yes, I know exactly who would be singing this part. Like, they would sing it in the same way. Like, it is just, that's how close it is to me. Yeah. So that's crazy. But it is still an enjoyable song. The is a little much for me, but I'm getting used to it. You know, I do like the energy and the passion that they're delivering. And I will say this is going to be a niche reference, but meaningful, I suppose, if you get it. The beginning, the rap part at the beginning, it is giving D-Tent Boys from Holes.
Oh, okay. I don't know it.
So yeah, if you, not even like if you know the Holes song, but if you know the additional like improv rapping that they do in the commentary, once again, like the most niche of references, but if you are familiar with those vibes and that sort of sound of like the boys, like, you know, oh yeah, go, like rap, it's really giving that. And you might think that that's an insult because you might be like, excuse me, Holes? Are you talking about the Holes movie? But it's not an insult because, you know, back in the day, that was like the most iconic thing possible at the time. So
yeah, that's high praise coming from you.
Yes. So yeah, those are my feelings on it. Like, I just was hit with a lot of things that it was reminding me of than it was feeling like, but overall it is fun. And yeah, they're like going for it like they always are. Like, I'm never disappointed with the passion with which I get from BOYNEXTDOOR.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. I do want to ask though, if you are listening to this and you totally get her Holes reference, can you like please leave a comment?
Yes,
because
please.
Personally, I'm really curious if
Even
anybody got that.
Even if you don't regularly comment, just do it for this one time, please.
Yes, but I'm sorry to say that I honestly kind of just disregard the music videos when it comes to BOYNEXTDOOR. Like, I watched the video once. Yes, I do remember thinking it was totally like Run, but other than that, I don't remember it because they're never really my style, and their performances are so much more enjoyable to me. They, like you said, they never disappoint when it comes to energy, stage presence. So I always just stay in that realm of BOYNEXTDOOR's comebacks. But their B-side, 12378, that they have opted to promote, when you said you were caught off guard, you know, by my name, H-Board,
right?
I was caught off guard when I watched this performance for the first time. And I actually did hear the song the first time through watching a stage performance, so that definitely added to my reaction. But okay, this is really funny, and I'm sure everybody knows about it by now, and I'll get into that. But like, okay, my baby Georgia is really funny to me. It's just so unexpected for K-pop. Like, everything about it really doesn't seem like K-pop, but at the same time, I think it's totally fitting for BOYNEXTDOOR. Like, it doesn't... The first time it was weird to see them performing it and singing a song like that, but I'm like, you know what? I get it. Like, this is BOYNEXTDOOR at the same time. So it's kind of a really weird phenomenon that's happening, but it's really fun to watch and listen to, though. Like, the more you consume it, it's just more interesting.
Well, okay, sure.
So yeah, going back to what I was going to say and the way that I think it's kind of interesting. Like, that's how I want to describe it. Funny and interesting. Because I feel like this is the song that everyone picked up on more than the actual title track. And I think part of it is honestly just from the shock and how different and unexpected it is. But it actually becomes pretty catchy and it's sort of iconic. Like, this is the song that I've heard people singing and doing challenges for, or, you know, mention in a live or something like that. I haven't really heard anybody talk about I Feel Good at all, but I know it got wins a lot, so like I know it did well. But yeah, it's just weird because it's so different, and that must be why people like it. But I feel like I Feel Good is something that a BOYNEXTDOOR fan would clearly be like, yeah, this is really good. I love this as a title track. And it seems like something that the general public would digest easier than something like, you know, My Baby Georgia type of stuff. But it seems like everybody really likes this B-side.
I mean, I'll be honest. I really like it as well. Like, I love it for them. Okay? If I don't think about anything, I'm like, you know what? This is iconic and great. But at the same time, I fundamentally do not understand this as a BOYNEXTDOOR song and not just a cover song of some kind. Like a promoted BOYNEXTDOOR song at that. Like, I fundamentally don't understand it because it just does not seem like, I get that K-pop has so many sounds and so many genres tied into it, but I just do not understand how they're like getting away, I guess, with like calling this a K-pop song, because it just is so far from that to me. And like, do they have ties to Georgia? Like, what is going on?
Yeah,
like,
I have no idea.
Like, if there was someone that for some reason like could bring some significance to me, like someone in the group, I would get it more, you know? But to me, it seems like I don't know where this is coming from in any capacity. So it is, yeah, very interesting. But like, it would be worse or bad if it like wasn't a catchy song and or they weren't like absolutely like in it, you know?
Yeah.
But they're in it and it's catchy, so like they make it work, but I'm still extremely confused.
Did you happen to watch the dance practice?
Oh, I did not.
Oh, it's really like they're very in it. Like they like to like say stuff during their dance practices, so it is definitely adding something. So I'd recommend that.
I will say that, and it's nothing new to like, this is going to be across the board probably. I absolutely hate the part where they're dancing together. But I hate the part that anyone is dancing together in choreography, like in Twice Dance the Night Away when they're dancing together.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it. And in this one, it's so like, it's so casual. Like, they're like, come on. And I'm just like, oh, please stop.
I really like when they're about to do that and they like, you know, signal to the person. Like, it's just such a way, and it's really funny.
But yeah, so I mean, honestly, like, if it were a group that I felt like was not passionate about what they were doing, and or if it was a group that I felt like took themselves more seriously, I probably would not be able to stomach watching this type of thing. I would be like, this is awkward.
Yeah.
But they're just, like I said, so in it that it's just like you accept it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you enjoy it because it's like, okay, sweet baby Georgia or whatever. Okay.
I would like to draw everybody's attention to thinking about the fact that this actually happened. Like, it's pretty unbelievable. Like, if you know the history here, Wonbin from RIIZE and Myungjae, like Jaechan from BOYNEXTDOOR, did 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 in a short, and there's just so many layers to it, and it's really hilarious. So I'd really recommend checking that out. Like, Wonbin, of all RIIZE members, for Myungjae to do this with, like, it's just really funny, okay? I'm sorry. So everybody go watch that short. Yeah.
Okay.
What did you think of the album?
I mean, it was fine. Like, I don't have any problems with it. I do appreciate, though, that the album is called No Genre because it has I Feel Good on it, and then it also has 1, 2, 3, 7, 8 on it, and, you know, whatever in between. Like, I think it was a good choice to just be like, hey, guys, this is just, these are just songs.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This album also has If I Say I Love You on it, which was released in January, I believe, so you can listen to our January comebacks episode. We talked about it there.
I like that one.
Yeah. So I think it's a solid album. BoyneXTDOOR did a good job, but we are going to talk about Jaechan now. Jaechan from DKZ. Okay. He made a comeback as a soloist with the title track Poster Boy and his second mini album. So, since I am taking point today, I will share my thoughts first, and I will of course begin with Poster Boy, and I will say it's totally different from Hello in terms of presentation, but not really sentiment. Okay. And that was like my initial vibe about it. I think that it has SM energy. I think it seems like it could be a 10 solo, and it also makes me think of Taemin's song Pretty Boy that features Kai. So just like blend those things, and like if you don't know Poster Boy by Jaechan, like you can imagine those two songs, and then you can go listen to Poster Boy by Jaechan, and you'll probably be like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. But yeah, I think it's good. I enjoy it. I think this time around, like compared to his solo debut, he seems a lot more confident, and it's really noticeable in his expressions on stage and his movements. And I wasn't expecting this, really. Like, it's very dance focused. And yeah, I think he does good. My only issue really is that I'm sorry. I don't think that the stage performances are that interesting.
Ooh.
Because he doesn't seem to be doing live vocals most of the time. And that's something that DKZ usually has from what I've noticed. And whenever people are doing it live, it really just elevates everything. We've said this multiple times. It just helps the whole performance out. And so I just feel like I'm not getting what I could be from the performances.
Okay, very interesting because you used the word elevated. And what I want to say is, like, maybe this is why I didn't really notice that aspect. Because I already felt like this comeback, Poster Boy, was so elevated from the last one that I guess I didn't notice the extra elevation that he could still get. Because I agree with everything that you're saying. I feel like that's like the detailed way to say how I was feeling. Like, I just feel like Hello, it was like, oh yeah, that was cute, that was nice. And then this one, it feels like, okay, now he's like actually getting something. Like, he's actually like, the comeback it has more of a presence. I like the hip feel to it. Like, I think it's catchy. I think it's nice. It's giving Cheetah Girls or like another Cinderella story. Like,
yeah.
Sound wise, it's giving that vibe from that like sort of era, and I'm not upset about that. I just acknowledge that.
Okay.
My I don't remember what you said. Your something about it, like your drawback or whatever.
My issue?
Your issue. Okay. My issue is that, honestly, I wish there were more Jaechan tones to the song.
Oh, okay.
Like, either of his tones.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm getting like you know the deep tones that you get from like and the more, I don't know, nasally tones that you get from other songs.
I definitely know. The Jaechan tones, obviously.
I just don't feel like we get either of those very strongly. I just feel like from his other solo songs, I feel like I heard those tones more. Like even from some of the other songs on the album, like I was hearing the tones and I just don't feel like I hear them with Poster Boy. Like if I just heard the song, I don't think I would know that Jaechan is singing it. And that bothers me because I think his tones add so much like, you know, uniqueness and like identity to his songs.
I think that aside from just the tones, making it seem like a Jaechan song, and that's missing from this title track, he actually wasn't involved in the, you know, the making of this one, but the other songs on the album he is. And so I think that probably has a lot to do with it.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, but I do want to just reiterate, like, I know I already said that I agreed with everything that you said, but like, yeah, you pointing out that it seems like he has more confidence and the dance focus, I do think, you know, he's really delivering, like, great job.
Yeah. I also want to say that I like that they switch up his styling. He has his hair different ways. He's wearing accessories. There's sweaters, looks with jackets. There's like, you know, more cool looks, and then there's more relaxed looks. And they do different things with his makeup and stuff too. So I appreciate that. And I love the album. I think the whole thing is a step up from his solo debut. I almost cried at the light. It's a really beautiful song. It's really my style. Really, really good. Really good. And I also like Step to You, even though it has that heavy, like, auto-tune sort of sound that Hello has. But I like the feeling that that song has.
Okay. I don't remember the songs very well, but I did note down that Paradise has that Jaechan tone to it. So I obviously appreciated that. And then I'm going to say the You solo Jaechan version, I just don't know how I feel about this, simply just because of the vibes. Like, it's not like, oh, Jaechan can't do it or whatever. I'm just like, the vibes of that song are so duo, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how do you just have it with one person? Like, I just feel like the vibes, guys, come on.
I do think it's really funny that they keep bringing it back, though.
I mean, yeah, honestly, that is pretty good.
Yeah. So, Jaechan, great job. We love to see it. We are ready to talk about RIIZE, though. They had a comeback with their first full album, Odyssey. Ooh, exciting stuff. There's a lot to talk about here, and I am taking point. So I'm going to start by talking about Bag Bad Back, because this was like sort of a pre-release. It has a music video that's an actual full music video. This is just an NCT song. It's NCT. We all know it. It's there. Actually, though, I've personally tried to push past the obvious NCT angle, and I'm able to look at it from the shiny angle, and it's there. It is. So, yeah, I did a bit of an eye roll on the first listen just because of how SM it is. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is like a siren approach or something. But in my opinion, it's gotten a lot better with time, and it's not a bad listen. Like, it's not to me. And I like the music video. It's kind of different, and I think it looks well made. And it's also really interesting that you brought up another Cinderella story, because I have some through lines to bring up today, and that's another one, because this music video, come on, we're getting another Cinderella story. Like, it's just it happens.
I actually get the Another Cinderella Story and or Cheetah Girls like era vibe in musics from this month often.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I feel like I usually pick up on Cheetah Girls vibes. I don't have that in my notes.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I really like how intense everybody looks, you know, like we can see that in the music video, like it's almost shocking at some parts, you know, like Sohee's part. We all know Sohee's part.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of intensity. And it really seems like they're just giving it their all. And, you know, they might break their backs. But we've been concerned about this. I've been concerned about this. We don't want anybody's backs to break in K-pop. That's a big concern lately, especially with the kind of choreography people are doing these days. But, like, yes, I'm definitely getting the vibe. Everything's very fitting. And also I need to acknowledge how powerful it is every time Wonbin does that main bag move and, like, stares into the camera. And also the bag move in general, with like the shoulder bouncing and the little walk in general. It's just so catchy and it's like a cool move. So I'm acknowledging that. And I appreciate the instruments. We're still working with that. And it has a grand feeling, like an orchestra in many different ways, not just the sound. And yeah. Those are my thoughts on that.
Okay, well, yes. The NCT vibes obviously is the first thing that you're going to notice, I would say. So, absolutely. I was getting specifically like Cherry Bomb, Regular, that sort of vibe. And so because of that, and you know, you did already also say this, but it's not that bad, you know? Like, at first I thought, oh my God, it's just an NCT song. But it's really not that bad. It does get better with time. It's pretty listenable, I'd say. In terms of the music video, I mean, I agree with all of the stuff that you were saying, but I just want to say, and it's not just RIIZE that's doing this. It's not just, you know, SM Entertainment that's got their editor doing this. But because I've seen it in multiple things lately, it's just like a pet peeve of mine. In the music video, there's like some, you know, CGI'd like things happening and like the bag zipping up or whatever. It was really giving NCT baggy jeans.
Yeah.
And I just don't like the visual look of those. Like I think there were some flyers that were like flying through the air at one point. Like those pieces, they don't look real enough. It bothers me, and I feel like that's coming up often nowadays, and I just wish that music videos would stop having so much of those like CGI effects that are like supposed to be real items, that it just doesn't look real enough to me. And like I don't like the way that's like wiggling.
I totally agree. Like I think the music video actually looked so good until they started doing those types of things. Or like, you know, if you don't include those moments, it's a nice looking video.
Yeah, like I think those things cheapen it. Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, this is definitely a lot better than I thought it was upon first listen. They're delivering.
Wow, okay. It is surprising to hear you say all that, but
well, I mean,
we're glad.
I'm weighing it against some of the other things that I was served.
Okay.
So
okay. Shall I move on to discuss Ember to Solar?
Yes.
Okay. This was released partially because the track video that it has is not to the full song, but it was released before the actual album and the title track. So I'll discuss it now, and I'll say that I really like it. I think it's really cool to see them taking it to music shows along with their other two songs, because they haven't really done that. They haven't promoted B-sides like that. And so I think that's interesting. But I'm also glad it is just a B-side, because it doesn't really seem like a title track. And so I think that was a good move. Like, and even hearing what I will say about their title track, I still am glad that this is a B-side. It reminds me of Ampersand One Slide, though. I just wanted to say that. And Sungchan's flying jump part that he does is pretty iconic. I think like everybody does it in the music video, but he's the only one who does it during the stage performances. And also Wanbin and Sohee's high notes. Those are things that we need to acknowledge.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it feels like a title track. I think it feels like an intro or opener of some kind.
Yeah.
Like it seems, I like the sounds, you know, but it doesn't seem like it has a lot of substance for like a song.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely get that. It's giving Mario Kart Rainbow Road plus Toad's Turnpike.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And I think that the styling for this and for Bad Back is honestly not that bad. Like I like some of the pieces and stuff. Their hair is not as bad as I thought that it was going to be when I would see the music video or whatever. Like I feel like overall I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Like if this and Ember to Solar, like if these were like the comeback, like I would be like, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that's not their title track. Their title track is Fly Up. And the first thing that we're all thinking, we all already know this, but it has to be said again, High School Musical. Yes. Okay? It's High School Musical. We all know it. And in theory, High School Musical, it was a good time. There's not much wrong with that, but it's just, is that what I'm wanting from K-pop right now? Is that what I'm wanting from RIIZE? Okay, the thing about this being the title track is that I was expecting a rock star concept, and instead I got High School Musical, and so it's just, you know, it is what it is. It's not the worst thing in the world. I actually really like the lyrics and the message of the song, but as a regular listener of BlushCat would know, we're both not fans really of the whole grand chorus, large groups of people, tell your friends, spread the message, those sort of concepts. It's just, for me to really feel inspired by something like that, it has to be executed in just the right way. And this falls somewhere in the middle. It's nothing that I can't stand, but it's just not my favorite from RIIZE, and it's not even the song that I prefer the most out of the ones that they're promoting this era. But I do have to say that I love the pre-chorus, you know, the part that Anton sings. But Eunseok also sings it again later, and I like the little note change there. Those pre-chorus parts are definitely the best moments of the song, in my opinion. And I like the choreography enough. I wish the backup dancers weren't there. I'm sorry, no offense. It's just that it contributes to the whole thing of making it have that vibe that I don't really vibe with. And it's also kind of weird though, because I can kind of tune them out. So it's kind of like, are they even that relevant? Like, why do they even have to be here? I feel like they're literally just there to make it have that grand vibe of, like, you know, the message of the song they're trying to show through the choreography, which is important. But, you know, the backup dancers aren't there for the whole first chorus, and I enjoy it so much more. But then they come out and I'm kind of like, okay, it's getting to be even more of that, like, vibe that isn't really my thing. So that's, you know, unfortunately, like, my main deal with Fly Up.
Okay. Yeah. If you know that RIIZE songs always take a while for me to warm up to. So I was going into this comeback knowing that. I was like, you know, Bad Back, I see it and I'm like, okay, you know, I do always kind of almost hate RIIZE songs when I first hear them, so we'll give it a moment, we'll let it sink in. And it worked for that one. But for Fly Up, I'm so sorry to all the breeze out there, but I just can't with this song. And it's, you know, it's what you said, but a little bit more than that. Like, if you took away the fly up part of the song and I never saw the music video for it, I would like the song.
Okay.
But the music video, I absolutely hate. And when they say fly up, I hate that part so much. And like those parts, they don't even seem RIIZE to me. So it doesn't even seem bad for me to like say that I hate it in terms of RIIZE, because it just feels so far from RIIZE. I get High School Musical, but I also get commercial.
And
it just really cheapens everything for me. Like, it's just so, and like especially when it gets to the parkour part, because there have been like multiple ads with parkour, like citizens parkouring through a cityscape. Like, there's been multiple ads of that in recent times. So that's what I think of, and it just seems like you know, a Target ad or something like that. Like, everyone's getting swept away for the deal or something. Like, I do not like that at all. And I don't like the styling. I don't like them like looking like you know, sloppily dressed college kids. It's not even interesting styling. Like, it's not like, yeah. So I don't like this one at all. I think it's probably my least favorite song on the entire album. I would have been happy with any singular other song being used as a title track, even if it doesn't seem very much like a title track.
Okay. Well, yes. Well, okay.
All of the hate comments are like scrolling across your mind.
Yeah. Let me try to save us a little bit. Actually, like, okay, if we really look at things, today's Music Bank stage, like, if there's a light at the end of the tunnel, today's Music Bank stage has been my favorite performance so far. I like their styling for it. The backup dancers are barely noticeable because they're wearing black. Everyone is smiling even more than usual, I feel like. And there actually isn't a set. It's just the stage. So I feel like that helps me to focus more on the choreography, and it's removing some of that charniness that I don't like. Okay, sorry to bring it down again, but I do have to just say Music Bank used to be my old reliable for camera work, but this week and last week they've had some weird angles and they've been failing to capture pivotal moments.
Ooh, a new hire?
Maybe. But last week, almost the whole performance was shot from this weird side angle, and it just seemed like kind of a weird choice. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. But as far as the styling in general goes, I too wasn't really a fan. I was like, what are they doing? Like, what have they done? Like, what have they done to their hair specifically? But their hair has changed so much since they started promoting that I'm honestly questioning if there's going to be like a repackage somewhat soon, because I know from NCT Dream that SM likes to do that, because NCT Dream would like promote a full album and then they'd have a repackage of the full album. But you know, yeah, everything's been kind of smoothed out at this point, and even like the looks that I thought were the worst initially weren't even that bad, seeing them in, you know, like in motion.
Okay.
But I just, in general, I have to just say I do prefer the dark hair colors on Anton. Okay, I will just say that. I'm saying
She's
it.
saying a somewhat critical thought about Anton.
I'm saying it. And yeah. Oh, also Sungchan's long hair. I wasn't. We know. You didn't even have to say that. We know. I wasn't sure if I like was enjoying that, but then like once again seeing it more, I was like, wait, he actually is really pulling this off, and like it's totally fine. But I prefer his, you know, short memories cuts, or like, you know, get a guitar.
Didn't even
so
have to
like,
say it.
so like. I wasn't sure how I was feeling about the long hair, but none of that even matters anymore because he cut it. So like it didn't even have to grow on me, but it did.
It grew on him.
And that's what's important, right? This whole thing it is growing on me. It might not grow on you, but it has grown on me, and that's what's important because I'm the breeze here, right?
Right. And I'm very resistant to growths sometimes.
Yeah. But I love, like, going back to the whole, like, them smiling thing. It seems like they're really enjoying it, at least. Like, especially Sohee. Like, have you
Wow,
seen...
I mean, are we
like,
surprised?
I mean, I know it's Sohee, and he's just like that. But I feel like this time around especially, it's just like, you know what? Go. Like, you go.
It's like his favorite concept ever. And he, like, hears our thoughts on it, and he's like, what? They didn't like this?
Yeah. So anyway, you know what I do really like?
Show Me Love?
Yes.
How did I know?
It's absolutely a One Direction song, but I was there for that, and so I'm here for this. The little film that they have is adorable, super good, gave it a thumbs up, has the one kiss print, excellent. And there's also a little promo for this aside from that little video, which is great. And I think it's a really good song, and I want to direct everyone's attention to that, like, the no post editing live clip thing that they did, because I found that really interesting, and like I said, the song is great. So yeah, I really like all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the song. It's nice, peaceful fun. Like, it's cozy, but it's fun. It also, though, really reminds me of True, Only Cry in the Rain. Like, it sounds so much like it to me, but I enjoyed that song as well, so.
Yeah, I do. Like, I totally get where you're coming from if I think about it, but I really have to push far past, like, scrape several layers of One Direction away to be able to see anything else or hear anything else. But I do, like, yeah, I acknowledge the true resemblance. And I also really like all of the, you know, music videos, films, visualizers, whatever you want to call them, for the album, especially the Odyssey intro and Another Life outro films. I think those are really good. And the End of the Day, first of all, beautiful song, very classic SM style, but I love a good ballad, and this is that. But the video, it is really good, but I'm sorry, I thought it was really funny at the same time.
I wanted to talk about that one as well because I was really enjoying it. Like, I was listening to the song for the first time while I was seeing the video, and I was really enjoying it. Like, I was like, okay, drama, like, I'm getting this. But I actually, it ruined it for me when RIIZE interacted with the people from the video.
That's when it started to get really funny.
Like, it broke the immersion for me completely, and I really wish that they hadn't have done that, actually. Like, up until that point, I was like, okay, RIIZE is singing, but then we're getting the clips, and, like, it was perfect. I loved it. And then they were there, and I was like, what? Like, why did you do this? But yeah, great song for, like, drama vibes.
Yes, it's that BTS Japanese song. Is it For You?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it has that energy. I just want to once again sort of acknowledge the general atmosphere that I've been seeing from RIIZE so far for this comeback. We're still pretty early into it, so there's more to come, but we've already seen, like, there's so much content, which I appreciate. I do hope there will be some more, like, long form content from their own channel, or, you know, other things like, you know, Where's Boss RIIZE season 2. Hopefully that will come maybe this summer or something. I don't know. Even like We Rise episodes, those are always a good time. But their group unity seems to be present. They have shown that they can achieve diverse concepts. Like, they're offering a lot of different styles on this album, but it's still seeming like a cohesive album. So I appreciate that. And also the last thing that I want to bring up about RIIZE is the Tingle interview, because I could not end this episode without talking about that. So it's either talk about it now when we're talking about RIIZE or bring it up at the end, because I would not forget to mention it. Everybody, if you like ASMR, go watch the Tingle interview with Anton and Wanbin.
She's been waiting for it.
I've been waiting for it.
The world has been waiting for it.
The world has been waiting for it. And you know what? Sometimes when you wait for things long enough and when you beg enough people, it will actually happen.
How inspirational.
Yeah. So, are you ready to talk about something else?
Yeah.
Okay. How about we jump to 17?
Okay.
So, their 5th album, Happy Birthday, that was released on the 26th, so very recently when we're recording this. And their title track is Thunder, and the thing of note about this is that it is their 10th anniversary album. That's why it's called Happy Birthday, and everybody on the album gets a solo, and 17 has 13 members. 2 of them are in the military, but they both have solos on the album. So I'll just go for it. This was a lot better than what I was ready for, and I feel sorry to say that about 17, because I used to always just have such high expectations, but, Hybe and all that has really, made me a lot more cautious. And I don't know if 17 is going to bring me that over-Hybified general public pleasing stuff, or if they're going to have something that has that truly 17 essence that I really enjoy. And so I'm glad to say that this time it feels very 17, but it's also a little bit fresh for them, especially when we consider the music video. I feel like that's very different for 17. But I'm reminded of Hit, which was a great time for me in 17. And I'm also reminded of Call, 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 which
yes.
Who doesn't love that,
That's
right?
a good one.
It's a good one. I really like how high energy it is. You just want to blast it. I love June's parts. He's got those low parts, and that was really surprising to me. Sorry to expose you, but don't make that expression.
Well, it was I can't say.
Okay. Yeah, the song has a second gen sound as well, which is also a plus. So, it's definitely a victory for me sound wise.
Victory.
What did you think about the actual song?
Well, my initial thoughts were exactly this. What? Question mark? That's W-U-T. What?
What?
Question mark? Aliens at the club? Question mark? Well, it is the most 17 and K-pop sounding song that we've gotten from them in a while, so I'll take it.
Okay.
I have, heard it a couple more times now, and I definitely am starting to vibe with it. Like, I was getting Call, 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 but at the same time, the visuals of the music video I didn't really vibe with as much. Like, there was kind of the alienness was throwing me out of it a little bit, but it is pretty good. Like, I think I will like this one.
Mm-hmm.
When I get there, I think I'll like it. But initially I was like a little bit like, oh, this is kind of interesting and weird, but at least it does sound like K-pop and it does sound like 17. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the music video.
Yeah, there is.
Overall, I do like it. I like the colors, and I think the alien thing is really fresh and different, but there's also maybe a little too many graphic effects.
Yeah.
And the clubbing party scene is never going to be my thing. And it also has a touch of Hybe, which I'll also probably never prefer, but it clearly does fit the song really well, like that vibe. And so I enjoy watching the video. And I also now need to mention other things that the song reminds me of, and that's NCT Wish NASA, believe it or not, but also Superpower by Blitzers, and they are at the Blitz Club in the music video, so yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
I think not. But really, if you play like, you know, one of those 3 songs over one of the other 3 songs, they fit so well. It's really funny. They must have the same BPM.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I get the like club vibe from like those songs. I'll just say as a side note, I really like the 8s part.
Okay. Yeah. Good part. But, you know, you and the 8, you have that kind of history.
You could say that you like June's part.
Yeah.
Why aren't I allowed to say I like the 8s part?
No, you are. I also do want to say I would have liked to. Okay, there's only been 2
More
music
of Joshy?
shows. Well, yeah, always, right? There's only been 2 music show stages so far, so I don't have the best gauge on what the styling will turn into, but I would have liked to see better styling. This is the perfect opportunity for vivid splashes of color while still having a darker theme, and they could have used some more unique pieces, and like there could have been some funkier stuff happening with the hair, but from what I've seen so far, it's pretty generic. And like the stuff that they tried to do to the hair to spice it up a bit isn't stuff that I like. So yeah. The actual album, though, it also exceeded my expectations. I didn't know. I was like, is everybody going to be having a solo that sounds like, you know, like not K-pop? I don't know. Right. And it's interesting because most people have had official solo releases in some form at this point, but never on a 17 album. And usually that comes first, like BTS or ITZY or somebody, like the members will get a solo on the group album before debuting as a soloist. But everybody's solos really suit them. I really like them all. And you'd probably expect them to all have a distinct enough style on their own now because they've been a group for such a long time. But still, I think it's very appropriate for each person.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know the people enough individually to know from that angle, but I will note some of the ones that I liked. Oh, and I liked HBD. It's not a solo song, but I like that one. And out of all, I was like very intimidated to have to listen to all of these songs. Some of the ones that I liked were Joshy's, Mingyu's, sound-wise, beat-wise. Just beat-wise. Hoshi's
Just
and
be. Sorry.
Hoshi's and Vernon's. Those are all the ones that like I was like, ooh, okay, yeah, I like this one. Wano's actually as well was pretty good. Probably not surprising that those are the ones that I liked. But can I also just say that Joshy's sounds like I've kitsch? Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Really?
Really.
I'm gonna have to. I only listened to their songs like once, I think, so far. So I'm definitely going to have to go back to that.
I was like, there is an undertone of another song within this song. What is it? And I literally like paused it at just the right time. I was like, no, like it's going to escape me. Pause. And then I was like, it's kitsch.
Maybe you're starting to make me think maybe I thought that, but I don't remember thinking that. So I probably didn't. Since you brought it up, I do just have to talk about there's no through line with something else we're talking about today, but in recent comebacks, like very recent K-pop, the birthday thing, that's another one of those things. It's just even TIOT, now 17, like there were almost no birthday songs, and now we have 3. Like it's just these things, they happen, people. Like
they happen.
Yeah. But okay, we're ready to talk about is this our last main one? We might not have time for anything else other than this.
Yeah, we're running a little short on time. I don't have a lot to say about this one though, so I don't know.
We'll have to see. But we are talking about IRENE and SEULGI from Red Velvet. They have made a comeback. Their title track is Tilt. We have been patiently waiting for this, and by we I mean Reveloves, or not. I'm excluding Devin, and when I say we, because I doubt she has been patiently waiting for this for 5 years.
Oh my god, it's been that long.
It's been that long, but finally, our icons are back to serve. Okay, it's just, yeah. I was wondering from the first announcement where they tilted the logo if it would be a versus concept, like a dueling sort of thing, because that's what it made it look like. And it gives that a little, but not as much as I thought. Like, I thought it was going to be like, I'll say right now, I thought the whole thing was going to be a little bit more grand. And I don't, see, it's weird because for Bag Bad Back, I talked about how it has like a grand orchestra sound, and I like that. But then for Fly Up, I'm saying it's like, oh, they try to do this grand thing with the music video and all the backup dancers and stuff, and I don't like that. And now I'm saying I wanted Tilt to be a little more grand, and so it's like there's grand in a different way, like, obviously. So I wanted it, yeah.
I get what you're
you
saying.
Get it.
I get it completely.
But they were showing like a versus sort of thing in the concept photos. Those are absolutely iconic, groundbreaking, revolutionary even. It's just really, the whole comeback is like culturally significant for everyone. So thank you, IRENE and Seulgi. But also like, I want it to be more of a moment. Like, I feel like they deserve a bigger moment, and I feel like it's SM. I'm blaming SM, okay? They're just not, they're holding them back a little bit.
I don't think anyone's going to argue with that.
But, yeah, don't argue with that, okay? Seulgi, she's serving Usagi from Alice in Borderland in some of the concept photos, so somebody will probably get that. It's the way she's styled for their M Countdown stage, their comeback stage. Okay. So like Slay. And Tilt is actually really catchy. I do like it. I think it's like I'm acting like I'm gonna say it's like not that great or something, but like it is, like it's good. I waited far too long to say it's just like, whatever of a thing. So I can really get behind it. My favorite part, I think, is Irene's part at the start of the second verse, actually. I really like her tone and the flow there. It's really good. And also the opening of the song, and then how it starts with Seulgi. Really good.
I think those might have been some parts that I actually picked up on as well, that I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this part. But overall, I mean, yeah, we all know how I feel about Red Velvet's sound and vibe in general. It's just not something I ever actually care about. So for this one, I'll say sure. Like, sure. I appreciate the crisp visuals that we were getting. But other than that, I do think it was kind of boring.
You have to just listen to it more. Just
I've
listen
heard
a little bit more.
A couple times. It's just kind of, I just say okay.
Just a little bit more.
I liked What's Your Problem more. I think it was more interesting, personally.
Is that the one that I didn't listen to? I didn't listen to every song on the album. I listened to almost all of them. Sorry.
Well, that's the only other one that I have a note on, so I can't say anything more than that. All I know is that when I listened to it, I thought, why didn't they pick this one?
Okay. I think that song might be the song that has somebody else featuring on it. So that's probably why that wouldn't be a song that they would promote that way.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I couldn't tell there was another person on it. But, oh well.
Yeah. I do want to say, unfortunately, the choreography, I find it a little lackluster compared to what I was expecting. I think the music video, though, I think it's well made. I like that it has a Yuri Sahyeon's Secret vibe. If you know that, you know it. But it also, unfortunately, has a lot of parts that creep me out. And not in an intrigued sort of way. And like, you know, with the editing, like it creeps me out a little, and I'll talk about it again in a moment. But like there's just a lot of parts that feel kind of unoriginal and stale. And like I know there's like references and stuff, but like I've seen it so much at this point. I also really can't shake the way that it reminds me of Jisoo Earthquake.
Oh, wow.
It had to be said.
Okay.
So there is that. And the gray color palette and camera shifts are reasons I think that the Earthquake and Tilt music videos are similar. And in RIIZE's Ember to Solar track video, we're also getting some similar colors and camera shots. That's a really big thing right now. And it has that kind of fakeness to it. And so it weirds me out a little bit. And so that's another through line. And another through line happens with 17's Thunder music video. Tilt and Thunder both have a very similar editing effect with like it creeps me out when it happens, I'm sorry, but it's like multiple people in a circle, you know, and it's like ooh, like repeated like people. I don't know. I like it happens in the Idol music video by BTS. Like they do that sort of thing.
Okay, right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I don't like that, but I'm like, these music videos came out on the same day. And I haven't seen that type of effect, like that type of editing executed in a long time. And if we remember, Seulgi's Baby Not Baby video had that car scene, and Yeji's Air music video had the car scene, and they came out on the same exact day. Like, what is happening? We are not exaggerating these through lines.
Someone at SM Entertainment has like spies in the other companies. That's because SM Entertainment in both of these situations is, you know, they're the common denominator. I'm calling it out.
Wow. Okay. Another conspiracy theory to add to the list for our eventual episode. Yeah, that's what I've got on Tilt, except the album, the other songs that I listen to, I do think they're good. I enjoy them. I think I like these B-sides better than on their first album, and I do see potential for them to promote another B-side like they did with Naughty. That might be like their bigger moment. I don't know.
For in regards of the music video, like you were saying, all those things it reminded you of, and to me, I was just getting aespa Whiplash, like toned down aespa Whiplash. Like I was like, oh, they're using the same sort of visual inspiration and like camera angle vibe, but it's not fast paced.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's the one other thing I want to bring up, just to shout it out, is the short that IRENE and Seulgi did with Eunseok and Sungchan from RIIZE, because they both did really, really well. But I'm especially wanting to shout out Eunseok here. I think he was just so natural with it, and I'm like, they did really good. And I really love the way that short looks, like where they filmed it and the atmosphere of it, like behind the scenes at the concert sort of thing, and like the weather and the coloration. I don't know, I really like it. It's really good.
Okay, nice. Well, it seems like we're probably going to want to wrap it up around here. This is a good place to stop.
There are, as we said, other things that we could talk about, but you might want to tune in for our year-end comebacks roundup. We might cover them in that. We do not have time today. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry if I didn't have the most glowing recommendations this episode, but honestly, I feel like it wasn't that bad. I didn't hate, okay, that's not true necessarily.
Whoa.
I didn't hate anything in terms of, if you look at the comeback as a whole, Like none of these that we talked about was I like, oh, I really didn't like it. I thought they were all good. It was just like one singular song.
Okay. Okay.
So, but everything, it was good. It's just like nothing, there was none of my groups or anything in here, you know. Well, I shouldn't. Okay, Jaechan is from DKZ. That's my group, okay?
That
Please.
I knew it. I knew all along. You don't even care. You don't even care. I'm such a Jaechan pusher, and you are always pushing back.
I just am balancing the world, okay? Because there's a lot of people that only like Jaechan, okay? So I'm balancing it out.
Okay.
But I don't have any problems with Jaechan. I love his vocal tones. It's just, why didn't he bring his vocal tones? But also, I do act. Poster Boy is probably my favorite song out of the ones we talked about.
Okay. Well, I know I remember to say it just as like another little, push for this. I remember to say it, but I'm once again reminding everybody to go watch the Tingle interview. Thanks. Because you never know what opportunities could present themselves in the future if certain things get enough recognition.
Go watch it for me, because we all know I'm not watching it.
Okay, well, if you enjoyed today's episode, please like the video wherever you're listening, and you can leave us a comment and tell us your favorite K-pop comebacks from this May. And also, please subscribe to BlushCat and turn on notifications. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening today.
This has been H-Board.
And me. Bye.
Meow 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 meow